I'm loose. I said I'm loose, baby.
All right,
back for part two.
Part
Barry
two.
Lyndon. Barry Lindy. He's the man, dude.
Yeah, well, so where did we stop? We stopped, he was...
We stopped after he effectively trolls his girlfriend's husband to death. Where the guy's going like, ha 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 ha, he thinks he can take my place. And Barry Lyndon's like, let those who win laugh, sir. And the guy's like, rah, and fucking spills his pills everywhere.
And
fucking dies. And Barry's like, sick, I'm about to secure the bag.
And we get, a very Kubrick style, classical orchestra, black screen intermission.
Yes.
Very good vibe, dude. I'm into it. It lets me know that I'm experiencing something. I like that kind of thing.
For sure. And we get the title of the second half of the movie, which is containing an account of the misfortunes and disasters which befell Barry Lyndon. Which I like that it's kind of like takes the blame off of him. Oh, they befell him. It's like, bro, it's because he's wilding out, being horny and drunk all the time.
Well, that's kind of like a joke, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess
So we see their marriage, and I love this shit. Please put this clip in. Reverend Runt is like reading and turning the pages, but he's just staring at Barry, being like, this matrimony is not in any way to be enterprised, nor taken in hand unadvisedly, lightly or wantonly, to satisfy man's carnal lusts and appetites like brute beasts that have no understanding. He's just staring at him being like, I know you're just trying to fuck my friend and get the bag from her. Again, bringing to mind when you meet a girl and she has her like friend-zoned buddy with her, and you're like rizzing her up, and he's just sitting there pissed like, leave her alone. That's like the vibe at their wedding, and I love it.
Yeah.
And
the guy's hating on him big time.
He immediately starts being a bad boy. They're like riding in the carriage, and he's blasting smoke, and she's like, could you not smoke? And he just blows it straight in her fucking face.
It is one of the most epic fucking douche moves, and I did not see it coming. Like, really? I kind of caught the vibe that we are going to see a turn in this dude, He's going to go from...
He's going to go beast mode.
Well, just from like, our sort of hapless, lovable Irishman, he's slowly becoming like more and more full of himself, and then, third act, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it was very blunt. It was like an automatic, he just turned and he goes from like nothing to, fuck you, this is my show. And just blows it right in her face. It's an epic shot.
I love it, man.
I think that would make a good t-shirt.
Him blowing the smoke in her face?
Man, big time, dude.
Absolutely.
Great fucking shot. Perfect. And it's just like, this whole montage that follows gets it all out of the way. We're now dealing with a completely different human being.
Because doesn't it immediately show him cheating on her, too?
Yeah. How many times she let you back for fucking around with these thoughts, bros? He's fucking... There's titties everywhere. He's all over it. That's a super Kubrick shot, too.
The narrator says that his wife is now going to be about as important as a carpet.
Yeah.
She's the pleasant background of his existence.
Yeah, well.
Which is like, look, I'm out here looking for love now. If I just had a rich wife that I could just kind of like manipulate, and meanwhile I get to satisfy my carnal lusts and appetites and fucking smoke weed in the house and shit.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. That's kind of the dream. But, as always the problem, her motherfucking son.
Dude.
Barry's not the stepdad. He's the dad that stepped up, or rather refused to step up.
Yeah.
And we see Little Lord Bullingdon tell Reverend Runt, he's like, I think Barry is an opportunist. I think he's just here to try and get the bag, basically.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
Well, I think everyone sees it, right?
Yeah.
Except for the woman.
Yeah.
Well, now she sees it.
She's maybe starting to grasp this, but the fact is that he, just by being like handsome, he kind of just won her heart, and she stays attached to him through him doing all kinds of wild shit to her. So
Yeah, well, and she never took the time in her life to build a fucking identity either. She just married some rich old guy when she was young.
facts.
She's just been fucking rich and stupid her whole adult life. So
And now it's kind of turnabout.
Yeah.
You know? Now she's got a guy exploiting her. So I don't know. Their relationship to me is pretty intriguing because I do think Barry starts off with some genuine affection for her, but then he just like his Irish nature takes over.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, and I sort of wonder if any of his affection throughout the film is genuine. If he's even capable of.
You don't think he loves his cousin Nora?
No, I think it's all lust.
You think it's a boyish?
I think
boyish
the
lust?
whole character of Barry Lyndon is a very empty vessel with a lot of like phony big emotions.
Wow, dude.
Yeah,
I would not say that.
they're real to him, but they're not backed by real like follow through.
It's true. That's true. He does have a lot of love though for his son.
Yeah,
who we
well.
see gets born, Brian.
Yeah.
But we see
They
her.
have one like right away. Yeah.
There's a direct cut from her holding the baby and Barry being like, "Oh, look at my baby," to him having a threesome with these two bewigged babes. He's just
Yeah.
like kissing back and forth between these two
Just orgying it out, dude.
fucking naked chicks with wigs on.
Yeah.
And his boys are just like there in the room, like smoking and drinking too. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, very Greek.
It looks like a rap video. It's like a hip hop video.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The whole team is about to smash these two thoughts, dude. It's sick, man.
And they're biracial, dude. They're going in. There's a black girl and a white girl in that.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there's a black girl that he might be kissing the black girl, but it's definitely put that up, put the titties and everything. It reminds me of the cover of Surfer Rosa.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like a very beautiful, but kind of erotic.
It's tight, man. Have you seen The Last Duel?
Yes, that's a great fucking movie.
The Last Duel also has those like crazy orgy scenes in it. where
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
like, yeah, man. Just being like a court noble and just having all manner of.
Just
like,
gotta wonder what it smells like. To me, when I see that shit,
Yeah,
all I
it's
can think
nasty
about
for
is
sure.
gotta stink so bad, dude. Those
But you
people
get
do
accustomed to it, and it doesn't bother you anymore. Or maybe you even eroticize it. You know?
Probably. I'm sure there was.
Beethoven was sexually obsessed with farts. He wrote several songs about farting. Or wait, no, Mozart.
Mozart?
Yeah, Mozart
Okay.
was obsessed with farts. If you see Amadeus, he farts as part of a
I
song
love
in
that.
Amadeus. Yeah.
God, I hope somebody picks that fucking movie, dude. I haven't seen that in forever. I'll probably just go watch that for fun this week.
Yeah, we should do Amadeus. But the narrator says Barry thinks his wife should focus on raising a child and leave the frivolities and pleasures of the world. Leave that duty to be performed by him. Just basically being like, you do the work, raise the kid, okay, I'm going to handle all the drinking, all the smoking, all the
that's how
threesomes
they
with
put
the
it,
wigged
yeah.
babes. I'm going to handle all the
This
gambling.
whole being rich thing, dude, I got it. You just be a carpet
Yeah.
that raises my boy.
And he's not doing a very good job of hiding it. She's like walking with the baby carriage and Reverend Runt, and she just like looks over, and Barry's just making out with some chick.
And he realizes that she's seen him. And
Yeah, he
he's
sees
like,
her. He's like, oh shit, or whatever, and she's just like,
yeah.
just walks off. It says that she tends
shit
to
gets
a
dark
melancholy.
fast, dude.
Yeah,
It gets dark fast.
he's just openly cucking her.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like, I don't know, man. At this point in the movie, I'm a little bit upset
Why?
because I'm just like, man, dude, I fucking like this guy, and I'm rooting for him, and then now he's living this way that it's just like, man, that ain't right. Well, dude, there's this natural part of me when I sort of expect a story to go a certain way.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that me being upset is like unwarranted, or probably even what he was going for as a storyteller was to like trick the audience and to have you like vibing with a guy, rooting for a guy, underdog, and dude gets robbed, dude's in the military, he's a slave, this huge getaway with the Chevalier, like fuck yeah. And then now he's a fucking piece of shit, misogynist, fucking philanderer, fucking, and you're like, god damn,
I think from the beginning he's just been ruled by his passions, dude. He just doesn't think stuff through. He makes really rash decisions. He joins the army for like 1.5 guineas. He starts beef over his cousin's titties.
Why is that currency a fucking racial slur, I wonder?
I don't know.
Or why is that racial slur a currency?
I don't know, but they did used to serve in my elementary school cafeteria. We would have guinea grinders, which was a hot dog bun with Italian sausage on it.
Ooh. Where was this?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, wow. Well, they're still fucking, calling shit out there.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So, if you think that white people don't suffer from racism, there you go. Anyway.
So, this guy is being a fucking ass fucker. They have a kid.
This kind of power reversal where it's like she's rich and so she has all the power, but then once they're married, he's like, just starts running the show basically because he's a man.
Yeah.
Like she starts off as like, oh, I'm this rich lady. Oh, don't you want my money? And then once he's got like secured the bag or whatever, he does whatever she wants. And she's like too attached to him because of her, womanly nature to do anything about it.
And also her lack of identity
For sure. She doesn't have much going on.
Yeah. But it still technically is all of her bread. Because he needs her to be cutting the checks. There's these scenes where she's
signing the checks all
basically
the time,
just signing checks, and he's racking the debt up
for sure.
Yeah, he's throwing all these fucking obscene parties. He's no longer creating income. He's basically just having all these he's hood rich, bro.
Yeah,
he's throwing huge fucking opulent parties.
He's trying to secure a peerage, which is basically when you start getting money from the crown. If you become like a noble, the king starts paying you.
That's why they hired that one guy to be hanging around them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's that dude's name?
Gustavus Adolphus.
Yeah.
The king's cousin.
Did we jump ahead?
Yeah. I did want to say Lord Bullingdon, little bully, refuses to kiss him. Kind of Tom Brady situation. If you've ever seen that video where Tom Brady's son is like, I don't want to kiss you. And he's like, come here, give me a kiss on the lips.
I haven't seen that video.
It's crazy. Tom Brady's getting a massage and he just like insists that his son kiss him.
Wow.
He's a weird guy.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
Barry gets mad that he can't get the smooch, and so he takes Lord Bullingdon in the other room and canes him, hitting him in the ass with a cane, going 1,
yeah,
2, 3, and then we cut to him. We cut forward, and now he's older. Lord Bullingdon's older. I forget this actor, but he's one of my favorite parts of the movie. Is the guy that plays like teenage older Lord Bullingdon is just like so foppy and like
he's very pretty.
Yeah,
he's very
gorgeous.
Pretty and angry
for sure.
Yeah.
But now it's Lord Brian's 8th birthday. The nobility come to pay their respects. And Barry's mom, this is where we get to the peerage thing. She's like, I'm so proud of you, but what future will there be if your wife tires of your wild Irish ways or if she dies? Like, you have none of your own money and her estate is going to go to young Bully. And he doesn't fuck with you. So you got to obtain a title. And that's when he calls up Gustavus Adolphus, Lord Wendover. The king's cousin, who's basically like, the people that I take up are the best. I will get you a peerage. But Barry's efforts are kind of unlucky, the narrator says. He spends a shitload of money on bribes. He keeps buying art and land for more than it's worth. Just like trying to ingratiate himself.
You can take the guy out of Ireland, but you can't take the Ireland out of the guy, huh?
How so? What do you mean?
He's just always going to be a cousin fucking hillbilly from the backwoods North Country.
Yeah, he gets a bunch of bread, and he's just being nouveau riche. Basically.
Yeah, nouveau riche, exactly.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with it. He's new money, just hood rich.
Yeah, you can
spending his bitches.
You can take him out the woods, but you can't take the hick out of him, dude. He's just
Basically, he shacked up with a lady with a kid. She got her taxes in, and he started going crazy buying a Nissan Altima and shit. He's putting rims on it. He's getting a sound system.
He has a mink hat at this point. He's got a mink brimmed hat, dude.
There's a great scene where Barry, because they're like, he's going and buying paintings to try and get more clout.
Oh yeah, how much is this painting?
And Barry goes, I love the use of the color blue by the artist.
That's pretty funny.
He's just like trying to think of something to say about a painting, which is Me, when I've gone to art galleries with babes before,
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
What do you think he's trying to say here?
and then I'll just read the thing, and I'm like, it looks like maybe he was, commenting on the massacre at Dresden.
Louis did some really good stuff with art museums. He did some in his TV show, Louis C.K.'s TV show,
Yeah.
with him and that chick are going to the museums and just having making fun of the art and shit like that.
I like going to museums.
I mean, I
like the crazy art.
Yeah, I like the concept, but to be honest, every time I'm in a museum, and every time we go to Manhattan, every time I go to a real city or whatever, I'm always going to the museums, trying to get fucking culture. I always feel like I'm
Philistine.
yeah, like a sore thumb. I feel like a fucking hillbilly walking around in there. For some reason, I just don't feel like I understand it. Especially like modern art. Like I'm a big fan of classical art. Like one of my favorite painters of all time is Caravaggio. He was a Catholic painter, very specific,
super detailed.
Yeah, and there's some abstract artists I really like. I think Jackson Pollock is a fucking like nobody. I think that stuff's crazy.
Yeah,
I do like Kandinsky, but that has more to do with my sister when I was growing up. But yeah, so when I go to these like,
she's a big Kandinsky head.
Yeah, she's an artist, She has a bunch of mosaics all over town and a bunch of churches, by the way. But when I was growing up, I thought she was like the coolest human being on earth. And she had that poster that I actually have in my living room now, that famous Kandinsky, huge abstract. But yeah, when I go to I don't know, I just feel like people are just being all posh and fucking stupid.
Modern
in those
art,
places.
people pretending that like a fucking Rothko or whatever, where it's just like two big things of color. I'm like, this fucking sucks, man.
Well, I feel like, Andy Warhol had a point. Pop art, everything is art. Everything can be art. But I feel like a lot of really shitty socialite people kind of grabbed a hold of that idea and just sort of like maintain their relevance in the world because they don't have to earn income. So they like created this whole fucking art scene just to feel relevant, and it's like none of this means anything to anybody outside of fucking Lower East Side of Manhattan.
You know what I love is like the pop art shit where like the galleries in Miami where it's just like a huge painting of like the Monopoly Man, but he has gold teeth and he's like smoking weed and shit, or it'll just be like a gorilla wearing jewelry, that type of shit. Or it's like a coffee table made out of lucite and it has a bunch of like guns and whiskey in the coffee table. That art rules, man.
So
just like cringe shit for like wealthy Cuban Bitcoin guys to buy. That stuff's sick.
I guess there's something to that where it's like you figured out a way to fucking get rich making this stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I do like that part of it. Like, let me watch this asshole buy a laminated turd from me real quick. Sprinkle some fucking glitter on it and some gold dust.
Well, there's this guy. This guy famously was like getting paid a shitload of money to do an installation at a gallery, and he just nailed a banana to a wall. Everybody's like, I wonder what the fucking banana means.
Do you remember when Banksy did that thing where he
shredded the thing?
Yeah, that was a good one.
He's cool. Yeah, he's kind of making fun of that stuff, but
yeah.
My favorite paintings are the Flemish, like the Dutch ones, where it's super detailed and it's just like people with weird facial expressions, which this movie has a lot of that. Like people just like making simpering weird faces and shit. Just going.
There's definitely it's funny because like when I'm watching the movie, I'm not picking up on this so much, but I always judge a film on like how it stays in my brain for like the following week or two. Mm-hmm. Like I watched this movie last night called A Real Pain.
That was a decent movie.
Yeah, and while I'm watching it, it's pretty underwhelming. There's not a ton of shit going on. There's some pretty heavy subtext. There's some pretty like, strong relationship conversation going on, personality stuff.
Suicide.
I can super relate to Kieran Culkin in that movie just being like the coolest guy at the dinner party with no real life. Like I was that guy.
Yeah.
I'm always been, perpetually that guy still to this day. But there's a line that when I heard it, I was just like, wow, they're fighting. And then later today or this morning, I'm like, God damn, he says, you lift up a room, every room you walk into, and then you shit all over everybody in it. And I was like, golly, man, that hits hard. And his reaction to it too is just like this very sort of like dismissive, but also obviously it stung.
Yeah, you right.
Yeah. That shit. And so like this movie, all morning I'm sitting there, anytime I'm not, engaging with another person, I'm like thinking about this movie. And that's what Barry Lyndon did, is like, I start to think about all these, like, yeah, there's all these really, you think that they're just space filler shots, but what they really are is they're creating this theme of all these like super goofy, over the top, super like self-important people that this whole world is full of. It's great, dude. I fucking love it. You don't even realize it's happening, but then when something happens, you have all this like notion, you know what I mean? It's like a really smart way to build character and shit.
That's why the whole movie, to me, on this being like my third or fourth viewing of it, is very funny to me, because I'm just like, oh, this whole thing is like mocking these people.
Next time I have 4 fucking hours, I'll probably rewatch this with all this. But
Barry meets the king. The king is just walking around shaking everybody's hand in this room, which I guess is part of being a king, is you just get introduced to people and you go like, oh yes, and he meets he talks to Adolphus's cousin, and then he gets introduced to Barry, and the king is like, we were very fond of Charles, who's the guy that Barry cucked and killed by cucking him, basically. And Barry's little attaché goes, Barry raised a company to go fight the rebels in America. And the king goes, raise another company and go with them. Keeps it pushing, dude.
Hell yeah.
Does not offer him a peerage or anything. He's basically just like, go fight in America and die for me.
Yeah. You Irish fuck.
Which that's also, I'm like so bad with history. I'd never known anything. I know about American history. So then I was like, oh yeah, this is like 1700s or whatever.
Yeah.
It's interesting to think about, like, while Barry Lyndon, I know he wasn't a real guy, but like while he was doing all this, also Thomas Jefferson's over. Like, these are the same kind of types of people that founded our country.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
the
people
were more badass and cool. I love America, man.
Well, they just honestly, Barry Lyndon ends up on the other side of the fucking Atlantic. Maybe he's on the fucking $20 bill.
Barry would have been... he would have been
very
sick.
Andrew Jackson.
He would have been like Ethan Allen, if you know about Ethan Allen.
Not really.
Ethan Allen was basically founded Vermont.
Okay.
He just stole all this land from all these other people and raised a militia and was just like, fuck you, this is my land now. And in the Revolution,
pretty American.
He stormed this big British fort, and he just basically like ran in there while everybody was asleep, and he caught the commander of the fort in his underwear.
Ooh.
And was just like, we're taking the fucking fort, I'm gonna fucking shoot your dick off. And the guy was like, oh, Jesus Christ, chill, okay, you can have it. But he was this huge guy also. He was like 6'3", just this like big giant wild man. He got drunk all the time. He was sick, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of
the furniture place is named after him.
A lot of the forefathers have this vibe.
Yeah.
It's fucking, they started a whole country, man. Bunch of psycho white tits.
They were all wasted too. That's the book. This book, Drinking in America, like tells this whole story.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like Washington, when he was keeping all the soldiers.
You gotta imagine most conquerors over time have been.
For sure, but while they were like waiting out that winter, at Valley Forge, they would run out of food, and he would just be like, "We just need more whiskey. We don't need food. I just need to keep these guys sauced up,
damn fucking straight, dude, until they die.
We're gonna be fine."
And what if I told you at that time people drank more beer and gin than water?
Yeah, of course, because the water wasn't potable.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, all that fermented shit. I mean, they figured out how to get beer. It was much lower alcohol content, right?
Yeah.
But there's that, and then I mean, coffee didn't even come around till like the 16th century.
Coffee was a huge thing, dude.
Yeah. Because basically
everybody was getting geeked up.
Basically, every human being was always buzzed, right? I mean, like,
for sure,
like the history of mankind, and then all of a sudden there's this other new thing that like wakes you up and like takes. I mean, it could change the whole course of the human brain. Probably it was not that the science wasn't there to like keep track of this, but I'm sure, just like I'm sure that since we figured out how to fucking cook food by like getting oil to a boiling temperature and submerging our food in it until it's edible has changed our fucking biology.
Yeah.
I'm sure that coffee has changed the brain over the last few centuries.
I mean, it takes a long time for that shit to happen, man.
I wonder how long we've been deep frying food. Is that a fairly recent phenomenon, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. They didn't
Heating
have
up
enough oil to do it in the past.
Well, I mean, beef tallow and lard and shit. I mean, you don't think they were like...
They didn't have heating
Fire.
sources that could get that shit super hot.
I mean, fire's pretty hot, bro.
Yeah, I don't
They were
think deep
boiling
frying is a
water.
relatively recent innovation.
I really want to know. About the history of deep frying.
Phenotype expressions can change over a shorter period of time, but the genotype, like actually,
Your genes are the same. Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
But your shit will change in your individual body. But you know, man,
So fat people
not
don't
to get
have fat
Rogan on
kids.
you, but we still got the same fucking brains and bodies as the hunter-gatherers, dude.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like fat people don't have fat kids. In nature.
Fat people don't automatically have fat kids.
Like,
But
skinny
if you-
fat people don't have fat kids. But, like, big people have big children because of bone structure and things like that.
Yeah, and that fat people have fat kids because they raise them like eating fucking Oreo.
Well, yeah, I'm
fudge all
talking
day
about
for
nature.
breakfast.
I'm not talking about nature. Yeah, because look, I noticed a phenomenon just in my lifetime that Caucasian women all of a sudden have big fat asses that they didn't have and I'm talking young women. I'm talking teenage to upper teenage women, little women with butts. And when I was that age, women they just didn't have butts like that.
They didn't wear pants that showed it off as much. Was the thing? It was like low-rise jeans that didn't really show your
fashion,
ass.
I'm sure, but also
That's the
the
thing.
diet.
We would fetishize like the butt crack. It'd be like the whale tail or whatever.
Yeah, the little thong that would like come up. Yeah,
But so then rap music, Nicki Minaj makes the butt more
My girl
popular.
did.
Kim Kardashian
Kardashian did it.
And now women are purposely making their butts big at the gym as part of it, and then they're also showing it off more.
You don't think that the diet, the super processed,
Yeah, I think that has something to do with it too. Like girls go into puberty earlier because they're
Like the
eating
most popular
that has a
food in
bunch
our
of hormones
country
in it.
being
So
fried
that's not a
chicken.
genetic change. That's a change within like the diet.
Okay, yeah,
And they're getting a bunch of human of what growth hormones and stuff, just making their asses fat.
yeah. It's all in the chicken, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Chick-fil-A's whole game.
I'm not upset about that. But
I mean, I don't
if you
really feel-
remember the '90s, the hot women in the '90s were like
Rails.
flat ass and big titties.
Yeah, yeah. Huh?
Like Cindy Crawford or whatever.
Yeah, no ass at all. One of my favorite movies of all time is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and he's daydreaming. He's
Never seen
daydreaming
it.
about his swimming pool, and this brunette that he met at the jewelry store is doing this like strip tease at the pool that he doesn't actually have. He's like daydreaming.
Yeah.
And she is beautiful. 5'9", 5'10", long hair, huge rack, like less than an ass. It's like concave.
Negative ass.
Like concave. And she is supposed to be representing the most beautiful.
The absence
woman.
of an ass.
Yeah, Chevy Chase is like, shooting ropes all over the dining room, staring out the window here. And to a woman with no, and it's so disappointing. From my, like what I find attractive now. I've been so conditioned to that.
I've always enjoyed ass.
You know who else has a fucking
I remember-
horribly disappointing ass is Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
It is fucking devastatingly not there.
I remember as a young man at nap time at daycare, laying on the ground, and I would look up the teacher's skirt and start seeing the butt, dude. It was great. But what's going on with Barry? Speaking of butts,
back to Barry.
speaking of butts, Brian gets his fucking ass whipped because he's annoying Bully while they're trying to study. He's like, Bully, you took my pencil, and then Bully's like, come in. He like puts Brian over his knee and spanks the hell out of him.
Well-
Please put this scene in. It's so funny.
Yeah, well, Brian's doing what was done to him.
What?
He's spanking.
Oh, Bully's doing
Bully rather. Sorry, Bully
Bully's
is just
spanking Brian.
That's the way I read that, was like, all right, he's just emulating, how you get punished. On he's trying to be Big Daddy here.
Yeah.
And
The way he just grabs him and he's like,
but yeah. But while it's going down, you're like,
he's about to get.
Old Big Daddy Barry ain't gonna let this ride, because it's super obvious that Barry is Team Brian.
Yes, of course, dude.
Yeah.
That's his real
boy.
son.
And he's not hiding it. He's not like coy about it. It's like, hey, this is how it is. You are useless to me.
So then Barry canes him again. The first time he canes him when Bully's a little boy, it doesn't look that bad. But this time he's fucking putting some oomph into it.
Yeah.
And Bully starts crying and he goes, "From this moment I will submit to no further chastisement from you."
Yep.
He has such big lips. But yeah, he's basically like, "I'm done. You're not gonna bitch me out anymore, Barry." He fucking hates him so much. And look, I don't know. Bully is, to me, since I vibe with Barry and he's the hero of the movie, to me, Bully is annoying little piece of shit, but he is kind of like in the right. This guy is exploiting his mom,
Yeah.
And he's peeped it from very early on.
But he's super hateable.
Yeah.
There's nothing about him that's attractive.
Incredible casting.
Yeah. He is a fucking, definitely like a snot-nosed little bitch ass. They even have him like, when one of the introductions to the new actor is they're watching a play or something.
Yeah, and he's laying down, like fondling his mom.
It's like Indian style, head in his mom's lap. He's like 17 years old or something.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like,
he's a mama's boy.
Yeah, big time. So he's super hateable. So now
this brings us to my favorite scene in the movie.
The recital?
She's doing the harpsichord recital in front of a bunch of people. Like, all the nobles are there, basically.
Yeah, big deal.
Bully and Brian come in, and Brian's walking extremely loudly because he's wearing Bully's shoes. Which I don't really get the significance of that, but it makes them...
It makes a racket.
Yeah, it's like... And Brian's like...
The look on Bully's face is great.
Shoes. Yeah.
He's so pleased with himself.
So then he like performatively addresses Brian in front of everybody. He gets down on one knee, and Bully goes, "What a pity it is I am not dead for your sake. The Lyndons would then have worthy representative and enjoy all the illustrious benefits of the Barrys of Berryville." Just basically being like, you don't have any, parentage or whatever. If I was dead, you would be the sole heir to my mom or whatever, and you could fucking do your thing. But then Lady Lyndon goes, "You haven't proved worthy of my affection." Basically saying, what a pity it is I don't have a son who's worthy of my affection. She kind of shits on Bully in front of everybody. And then Bully has this sick monologue where he goes, "I have endured the ill treatment of the insolent Irish upstart who you've taken into your bed. It is not only the lowness of his birth and the general brutality of his manners which disgust me, but his shameful conduct, his open infidelity, his shameless robberies." And he's like, he's a low-bred ruffian, and he's like, "And I will be leaving home." Like, Bully gives this crazy speech. And then Lady Lyndon starts crying and runs out. And Barry's just sitting there watching this, looking mad. And then he goes, "Beast mode."
Yeah. Oh, okay, what's beast mode?
He jumps out of his chair and he starts beating Bully's ass in front of everybody.
Calls that little fucker.
Yeah. The sound effects, this would be, you should put the audio in from this. The sound effects of him punching Brian are like,
yeah, they're pretty brutal. Yeah,
it's like he's just like beating the shit out of Bully in front of everybody, and he's like basically trying to kill him. It looks like he's dragging him around. They keep bumping into like the ladies. The ladies are like, "Oh God," or whatever. Everybody's screaming and making a racket, and
chaos.
It takes like 9 guys to pull Barry off of Bully. Basically, Brian thinks it's hilarious, and that's it, basically. We just see Barry afterwards, just like outside of the castle. They do this like long zoom out of his face. And he is reflecting on the fact that he just fucked everything up.
Bully?
Barry.
Oh, yeah, by fucking beating the kid up.
Yeah, you can't beat up your stepson in front of everybody.
Yeah, the wifey's not going to be too pleased with this. And everyone's going to think that you're... Well, the dirty Irish trash that you are.
That you actually are. Yeah. His nature, he gets called this inbred ruffian in front of everybody, and then he just like completely demonstrates it.
Yeah.
But
That's fucking wonderful, dude.
it's a great scene. It's just him, his gentleman manners just abandon him all at once, and he's unable to restrain himself from just whooping this child in front of everyone.
Is this where do we get another narrator now? And we sort of get a foreshadow?
I think the narrator basically says that Barry is screwed.
And that he always wanted, but he is destined to, because they fucking give the ending away. There's a narration
It's
that
about to
happens that like basically tells you everything's fixing to go to fucking shit.
There's a scene where Barry is at a restaurant and he asks Lord Wendover, the guy that was, going to get him his peerage, to come sit with him. And he's like, you should come over for cards. And Wendover's like, I got to check my schedule, but I don't think I'll make it there.
So this dude, okay, this is funny to me. He comes in, the host is sitting him, and he's like, anybody else today? And he's like, nope, it's just me. And then Barry comes over. He's like, what's up, dude? Come have a seat. And he's like, sorry, man, I got some company coming. And then he's lying because he just told it. And then, he just like, oh, I don't think I got time in my calendar. Like,
And the narrator says something like, it would have been better if Lord Wendover just pissed in his face, basically.
Basically.
Just in the world that they live in, this is insane disrespect to refuse to come dine with somebody.
Yeah. You should come over and have dinner. I'm pretty sure I'm busy that day. Didn't say a date.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well,
The
I'm
brush
busy a
off
lot.
is crazy.
I'm busy a lot, so I'm definitely busy whenever you're doing something.
So then the narrator says, legend spreads of his cruelty to his stepson, and everybody wants their money all at the same time.
Yeah.
The word gets out that he's screwed, he's kind of persona non grata, and so everybody starts trying to collect their debts at once, and Lady Lyndon does not have the bread. The narrator says, Barry had always been a good dad to Brian and had high hopes for him, but fate had determined that he should leave none of his race behind him and that he should finish his life poor, lonely, and childless.
How fucking looming is that statement, dude? The vibe of this changes so much. The whole vibe of the movie is just all of a sudden like, I don't know about you, but like my heart sinks when I hear that. I'm like, God damn.
Well, you know that Brian's about to die, and Brian's a little cute moppet.
Yeah, exactly. And that this dude's, I mean, basically like, I don't know, man. I don't know about you, but my worst fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Dying alone, no progeny, no money, like fucking, that's like the pinnacle of you wasted your fucking goddamn life. And it's like,
he had some good times, but fate had determined.
Well, I mean, obviously, men, I think it goes on saying we're obsessed with legacy, generally speaking.
For sure.
I mean, that's like that's why we fuck, is to reproduce, is to live forever or whatever.
Yeah, that's why gooning is kind of, it's kind of dysgenic. It's anti-evolutionary.
Yeah.
But.
Well, it could be considered practice.
You're not practicing for shit, dude. You're in a room with porn plastered all over the walls and stuff. Can't have a babe over for that.
Well, you're just trying to make sure that when the time comes to get with the babe that you're fucking...
No, because then these fellas can't perform sexually with a woman because they have death grip from jacking off so much the pussy doesn't feel good enough. And they... Yeah.
Are we gonna goon ourselves out of existence? Is that what we're saying?
I mean, when VR becomes more widespread, I think that's a serious thing.
VR combined with AI.
VR and AI, you got an AI girlfriend, and then you have a fleshlight thing machine that jacks you off. Think about it, man.
Yeah.
While it spins and vibrates.
Yeah.
The thing is,
doing tricks on it.
Yeah. The thing is that just to me, and I'm not even whatever. That sounds horrifyingly not.
For sure, it's very lonely. But when you have people where their formative sexual experience isn't with a woman, it's with a fucking laptop.
Yeah.
Like that's
you don't got to worry about the smell.
On you.
You don't got to worry about the smell.
The smell of a woman.
Well, sometimes there's some bad smells.
Yeah.
That's part of the gamut you run in your 20s is stumbling across a few stinkers.
For sure.
And wondering if pussy really is the greatest thing in the world if it can smell that way.
Yeah.
Before you discover, that is like...
Go on.
Sometimes gold stinks,
For sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
To quote Danny Brown, stank pussy smell like Cool Ranch Doritos.
I don't know that one. It was Danny Brown.
Danny Brown is
He's a
rapper who... My ex-fiance and I were on a break. We had broken up, and we had tickets to his concert. And I told her, you go ahead, go to the show, bring somebody if you want to. I'm not going to go. I'll let that be your thing. And I was informed shortly afterward that she had had sex with Danny Brown.
Whoa.
Who's a famous rapper.
Nice. Well, that's not something to be too sad about, is it?
At the time, because we were still broken up, I was like, that's sick, dude. I'm on the same level as Danny Brown. What's good or whatever. Then we get back together. She's still trying to play his music around me and stuff. I'm like, turn that fucking crap off.
Well, obviously, now you're never, unless you become a more famous rapper, you're always at risk of being left for Danny Brown.
Yeah. Thankfully, she and I are not together anymore, but...
Yeah. Well, thankfully for Danny Brown, too, she's still available.
At one point, I texted him off of her phone while she was asleep and said, leave my girl alone.
Oh, no.
And he said, I don't know who this is.
Yeah. That's great. Dude, you made it. When a random phone number texts you, leave my girl alone, that means you're on top of the fucking heap right there, dude.
Yeah.
I'm with that. You anchored his fucking self-confidence with that text.
Getting back to the movie, you know what I'm going to say? If you're a character in a film and your child asks you for a horse... Don't fucking do it.
Yeah, right.
Gone with the Wind. Same shit, dude.
Yeah.
The little girl dies fucking trying to jump a damn horse.
Yeah, and you can tell, too, because the wife isn't down. So this is becoming all on Barry's shoulders. So you can see it's like... And not to mention, I mean, okay, read that, read into the foreshadow of the narrator, with me or for me. Why the fuck do they give it away like that? What is the
because I mean the whole title of the second half of the movie is The Misfortunes That Befell Him.
Yeah.
And they don't, it's not like they say he was going to die childless, then they wait a long time to show you. The next scene is them being like, Brian being like, I want to get a horse, and you're like, oh, don't get him that pony. But they do.
I think it's like super, I don't know, interesting way to tell a story, to like tell you what's going to happen and then show it to you, and you're still kind of like heartbroken.
I was really sad. Brian's such a cutie.
Yeah,
but
that wasn't an accident. I mean, they fucking make that kid adorable.
So Brian finds out about the horse. The mom makes him promise not to ride it without his dad. Again, more foreshadowing. And Barry's like, don't go to the farm to see the horse before your birthday. But then Barry's getting shaved. Reverend Runt comes in and he's like, Brian's disappeared. And Barry's like, oh, fuck no. And Barry rides over. Brian's being carried in. He's got blood on his head. We see like a slow-mo shot of him being thrown from the horse. I don't know how they got that shot.
Bro, I wrote that in my notebook that I don't have. Like, that's a pretty impressive...
Yeah, because it looks like, it doesn't look like a dummy. It looks like a little kid getting thrown off a fucking horse.
There's some movie magic there.
Yeah.
There must be some pretty ballsy kids.
Stanley Kubrick would kill a child for the art, though.
Well, I guess you put together a shot. There's something on the ground, right? Mm-hmm. And the kid falls on that in that shot, and then there's another shot of a kid just like falling onto a ground. You know what I mean? But also, Stanley Kubrick is probably willing to sacrifice a young man for the, it's all about the shot. So,
and this part, it's sad, but I maintain, I don't know, dude, my reading of the movie, even this is kind of funny because it's so sad, and because you're just like, fuck, Barry's life sucks.
Yeah, not only did his only son die, it's like totally his fault.
It's totally his fault, and it's really the worst possible. Brian's like, am I going to die? And Barry has to be like, no, you're going to be fine. And Brian goes, never quarrel so that we can meet in heaven. And he dies. They have this funeral for him, tiny casket. Reverend Wright gives this great speech. We brought nothing into this world and we can take nothing out. And Barry starts hitting the bottle, dude.
Yeah, hard, yeah. I'm with it.
You would too.
I'm with it.
This reminds me so much of Gone with the Wind, because Gone with the Wind also, their daughter gets. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, I
another. That's like a 4-hour film.
I saw that at Tampa Theater actually.
I went to see it when it got re-released.
Yeah.
It's so tight. I know that there's some problematic racial elements to it, but
whatever. When Tampa Theater shows it, they also roll the pre-movie news clips that were rolled when the original viewing of the film. So there's like
shit about World War II, huh?
Is it?
So it was 1935, I believe.
Yeah, and it was. And I can't really remember what it was, but it's like they do a whole thing where someone comes out and they're like, we're also going to roll a movie reel, and this is from the week of the release of the film, so it puts you in the whole.
That's sick.
Yeah, man, that was
what's this
me and my
theater?
grandmother. The Tampa Theater downtown.
I need to check that shit.
You never go to Tampa Theater,
I go to AMC all the time.
bro? You've never been to the Tampa Theater?
No, calm down. Jeez.
Well, you're the fucking cinephile or whatever. Tampa Theater is bad as fuck. First of all,
Is it just one screen?
yeah, but it's
That's tight. I used to go to the
And it's
Britannia
small.
in New Orleans, which was like that.
yeah, and it's small. It's a stage. There's all this scenery behind it. There's like balconies and shit, and it's like it's all preserved.
Sounds baller.
And they show like recent stuff, and then they do. That was fucking loud. That was good.
Yikes, dude.
There's a really good burp in that movie, Real Pain, at the dinner table.
Yeah.
That was fucking.
I love when he makes his fork fly off. Also.
Yeah, and then he burps. Yeah, he burps. He makes the thing and goes, "Don't worry, I'll get that."
He's just turning up. Oh, they're playing Black Bag. Maybe I'll go watch Black Bag there.
Tampa Theater is the shit. That's where I saw fucking Won't You Be My Neighbor, the Mr. Rogers documentary, the HBO. Well, it ended up being HBO or whatever, but like right when I first got sober, I was hanging out with my uncle and we went and saw that movie, and I fucking owe that experience, a lot of my sobriety, or at least like the direction my sobriety went, to that experience, because it was the first time I remember so vividly, man, watching Mr. Rogers say, love is at the center of everything in life. Love or the lack of it. And it was and I had been doing like step work and shit and like learning about fucking, service in AA. And I tried to get sober a million times, and I had never connected my real world, like my normal day-to-day life, with like the AA stuff. It always existed like separately. Like AA was something that you did in the meetings, or that you did in someone's fucking, stupid car, reading out of this gay book. And then like I was watching this movie, it was like love and service is like, and I idolized Mr. Rogers, and then I fucking saw like this connection, and it like made me go like hard as fuck in the paint for AA. Completely changed the direction of my life, dude. Completely.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah. Big deal.
It is true, man. Love is some serious shit.
Love, or the lack of it, too, is a really important part of that comment. Is like, your life can be wonderful or fucking horribly painful. Like the lack of love that you choose to participate in, to make available to others, will determine, man, like the fucking state of your life, And that
being a drug addict, or being like somebody who's obsessed with money or all this shit, that all comes from like a lack of love for yourself, and lack 100%. Of connection to others. And many of the evils perpetuated on this world are, at the center of that is one or a couple of people who have a distinct lack of love.
Which why?
Like Adolf Hitler. But one could also argue that he did that because of his love for his race,
Yeah, well, I guess you kind of have to, pay attention to like the fallout of a specific kind of love. And I mean, the definition of love has to be objective too. So like, you can't love one race so much that it fucking annihilates another. That's not real love. That's something else.
Real love.
Yeah. But this is why for anybody wondering why the name of this podcast is Neighbors.
I thought it was neighbornography.
Well, yeah, so that was a funny idea. I thought.
Like that.
Yeah, but I don't think
You
it's.
guys even know what show this is?
No, see, so I do think that the idea that we talk about movies together is great and should be fun and should be part of it. But I think that I want this to be something entirely like outside of like guidelines like that.
Sure.
I want the vibe of this show to be that we're neighbors and that we're friends and that we have our friends and that we like to talk shit. And sometimes we don't even talk about movies. Sometimes we just talk about our
life.
life.
It can be flexible.
You know what I mean? Neighbornography. Maybe we could do neighbornography episodes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like neighbors could be, what do they call it? Your base brand or whatever. You know, it's like the idea is that this is Neighbors with a Z, and that this is what we do, and it's just called Neighbors because it kind of gives you a warm feeling when you hear it. I'm obsessed with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're just like homies, and we're just talking and having fun and being fucking weird, and we're gonna get Jackson to talk about gooning in depth eventually.
Yeah.
Big time.
Okay, we're gonna have to edit that out because anonymity is very important.
Oh yeah.
Talking about that. Yeah.
With that, okay, all right. Well, then we won't be talking about that. No
Make
problem.
them
I
work.
wouldn't mind.
122. Ad locator. Gooning mentioned. That stuff. So Barry gets drunk as hell. He has to be carried to bed.
Oh wait, was that in one of the texts, Ching Chong?
Yeah.
There was, right? In the text thread?
Oh, probably.
Yes. Oh man, everything always makes sense eventually. Okay,
I got everybody
Barry.
in Sober Living saying that, and then my roommate who works at the VA got people at work there saying it.
See, that's the whole point, dude.
I don't like it.
Okay, well, you know.
Start right here. Barry gets drunk and has to be carried to bed. This would be sick to have a servant that can, like, take you to the bed after you get too hammered.
I started to think about this during the movie, though, how long is this guy going to be around, this servant?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. They're broke, but they still have all these servants, which is kind of how old money works, dude. Like, you can just... they're probably bankrupt on paper, but they're just fucking... They still got people around.
It's this weird thing. Check this out. So this organism has been built. These servants have no fucking where else to go. They probably live there. They don't have, like, homes to go back to. Why the fuck are they servants? So... this now, the hierarchy, right, is creating itself.
Yeah.
And it has to continue to exist in this format. Alfred is no one without Batman.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And like, it's so even if you get it. All right, so yeah, the guy can't stop fucking chugging whiskey, can't walk around, he's fucked.
He's getting slammed, dude.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Lady Lyndon is just getting more into religion. The narrator says, you would have imagined she was distracted at times, which using distracted to mean crazy, I want to bring that back. Like, this bitch is distracted.
Yeah. It's good.
But all the responsibilities fall to Barry's Irish-ass mom. She fires Reverend Runt, tells him, we don't need a tutor anymore and we can't spend the money. And he goes, well, I can't, I'll go without my wages. I don't want to leave her ladyship. And Mama Barry is basically like, you're responsible for the state she's in. You got her all on this God trip. And then Reverend Runt finally lets it fucking sing on her. He's like, you and your son have almost destroyed a fine family fortune. Y'all are some Irish trash. You're fucking shit up. Reverend Runt, I love it. More great casting because he's just this very severe looking guy. Yeah. He holds his tongue through all of this.
And then
he's kind of insinuating things. And he's just like, Mama Barry, fuck you. I don't want to get fired.
Mama Barry.
And we see Lady Lyndon screaming and thrashing around. The narrator says that she tried to kill herself with poison, but failed due to the small amount. Classic. Women attempt suicide more, men complete it more. It's always for attention. Not always. I shouldn't say that, but... Ladies love to be like, I tried to kill myself, and they took like 5 Tylenol and drank some fucking Zima.
I started thinking about what the Marilyn Monroe scene must have looked like. You know, the last
staged by Sam Giancana and RFK RFK Senior. He was smashing.
Well, yeah.
Marilyn Monroe did the whole team.
Yeah, dude. DiMaggio.
Yeah.
The whole, yeah.
She was murdered.
You think so?
The pills in her stomach that supposedly killed her had not digested when they did the autopsy on her.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That she was injected with drugs to kill her, and then they
threw some pills in her mouth.
Swallow a bunch of pills, yeah.
Damn.
It's pretty fucked up.
You got the official,
scoop on
official
that one, right,
report. Yeah.
But it's after the suicide attempt, Lord Bully, we don't really know where he's been, but he comes back. He meets with Reverend Runt, and he's like, basically, my life is fucked up now. My friends profess sympathy, but behind my back, I know I am despised. Everybody kind of looks down on Bully for allowing this to happen to his moms.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I know what I got to do. And he shows up at the estate. He's looking trepidatious, dude. He's like, oh, shit. Kind of a callback to the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what type of time he's on. He wants to duel.
Yeah.
He pulls up. There's this great shot of Barry just like drunk as fuck. And all these, you know.
Yeah, but Barry's on serious. Or Bully's on serious. He's like, we're gonna have a talk, sir.
Yeah, he lifts Barry's chin up with his cane to wake him up, which is pretty disrespectful.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Barry's passed out. There's all these other like revelers around. There's fucking bottles everywhere. They're fucking loaded. And so they go to do this duel. Barry's clearly drunk during the duel also, but they toss this coin to determine who has the first fire, which they didn't do that earlier in the movie. I'm not sure how that works, but Bully gets the first shot. I thought they were both supposed to shoot at the same time, but I guess this is like different duel rules.
Yeah, I feel like the rules have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so in this round, whoever calls does the calling out. Or did they flip a coin?
They flip a coin.
They flip a
so
coin.
Whoever
That's right.
gets heads or whatever, whoever calls the toss
That's
gets to
fucking
shoot first.
horrible.
Yeah, I know. And they're like fucking 12 feet away from each other. So
But
it's
the
like
whole
if you-
time,
if you-
Barry's just like, whatever. Like,
Barry's basically ready to die.
yeah, he's pretty much over being alive and stuff. It's not really going his way. He's down to one leg, right?
Yeah, well,
Or
no.
no?
He's still got, this is what happens.
Yes.
I mean, I don't think Barry wants to die, but he's out of it. So then, Bully cocks the pistol. It's his turn to shoot. He goes first. He cocks the pistol with his finger on the trigger. It's like he's never used a gun before, and he's like having trouble cocking, and so he like grabs it like this. It's like it just goes off, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know what happened. Can I have another one?" And they're like, the guy's like, "No, you have to stand your ground."
The fucking shock and sadness in this kid. Great actor, dude.
He's like, "Oh,
You are
shit,
feeling this guy's pain, bro. He's just like, what the fuck, dude? I'm a horrible fucking nobody.
I suck at dueling."
I suck at aliving.
And he pukes.
Yeah. Throws up,
So
dude.
dishonorable.
Yeah.
This is not gentlemanly. He's just like, "Nah." And
we're back to
it's Barry's turn.
these people, though. These people with their fronts, their super foppy fucking ways, and they're just empty.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
And
they
so
got in them is puke.
Barry's turn now, and Barry's like, you know what, dude? I wouldn't even enjoy shooting you.
I think Barry's basically like, I just want this to be over.
Yeah.
So he shoots into the ground. It would seem to me that he's expecting Bully to then be like, all right, it's dead. Because at any point during a duel, you can say, I'm satisfied. We've received satisfaction. So then the people moderating it are like, Bully, have you received satisfaction? And Bully's like, nah.
Hell nah. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, dude.
And Barry was not expecting that. Barry's like, huh?
What?
And he straight blasts Barry. And he looks pretty exhilarated. He's like, yes.
Hell
dude.
yeah. Gets him in the leg. Gets him in the leg up.
There's a pretty graphic scene of him with the bullet in his leg. It's pretty bloody.
Yeah, it's probably the most bloody scene in the film.
And the surgeon says,
All right.
you're going to have to lose your leg below the knee. Yeah, you were saying earlier, there's not much graphic violence, but this is like injuries to Barry himself we see because he's the center of the movie.
Yeah.
And the surgeon's like, you're going to have to lose your leg below the knee. Bully's got his plan in action. He tells the family lawyer, get Miss Barry out of the house and send her to London. And we see her playing cards with Barry. He's now missing his leg, and the lawyer pulls up. He gives Bully the offer. He gives Barry the offer. He says, we're going to give you 500 guineas a year for life if you leave England. And if you stay, you're going to go to jail because you owe so much money to everybody. And Barry is baffled and beaten. He returns to Ireland. And then he kind of goes to the continent, it says, and resumes his profession of gambler without his former success. So he's got only 500 guineas a year, which is not much. And he's going and gambling and basically like being broke. But
And the final shot of Barry Lyndon is he's loading into a carriage and the frame freezes.
Yep.
And it's fucking pretty epic, dude.
After we see Lady Lyndon.
Gotta love a frozen framed finish. I just love the way that kind of just like, and it comes out of nowhere. It's not a very special scene. He's loading. It's literally just like, all right, this dude's story's over, and then you get a little narration.
You get the epilogue, but we see Lady Lyndon, who looks a little bit healthier now that this fucking Irish leech is gone. But she's signing all these checks, and we see her get to his annuity, like the money that they sent him every year, and she has like a little look on her face of like, I kind of miss that dick, and then she signs the annuity.
Yeah.
And then we get the epilogue, which I would get this fucking tattooed on my chest, bro. Epilogue. It was in the reign of George III that the aforesaid personages lived and quarreled. Good or bad, handsome or ugly, rich or poor, they are all equal now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fire. Kind of the message of the movie, as I said, and think on our first half of this, is like, money dictates so much in life, but like the people involved are all scummy. Even if you're wealthy, like you're all kind of like equal on some level, especially when you frickin' die and you're in the dirt.
Everybody ends up in the same fucking place.
Yeah.
So where does this fall in Kubrick's work?
I can tell you.
No, in your opinion.
I mean, the man is he's got many bangers. It's one of my favorite movies ever, so it might be toward the top of...
How hard is it, though, to pit his work against each other because they're so different?
Yeah.
You know?
I like it better than Dr. Strangelove.
That's gay.
I like it maybe a little bit less than The Clockwork Orange.
Oh.
I like it maybe equally with Eyes Wide Shut. I love Eyes Wide Shut, but it's kind of they're similar movies. Eyes Wide Shut is also very funny to me. It's just this bumbling idiot. Like
I gotta do Eyes Wide Shut again.
Eyes Wide Shut is kind of similar because it's like this guy being like, I'm gonna infiltrate high society, and it's like, no, you suck.
Yeah, well, I kind of need to watch it again too because for some reason everyone is ignoring how disgusting Nicole Kidman looks now. And
bro,
I remember Days of Thunder. I remember Eyes Wide Shut. I remember this beautiful Aussie, To Die For.
In Baby Girl, I had a sex dream about her.
Okay.
I saw Baby Girl.
Okay, no,
she squirts, dude.
See, I don't think she looks good, dude.
She's getting fingered.
And then she's in this.
Oh, crikey!
She looks like someone melted a fucking Barbie doll, dude. It's crazy.
She's had some surge. She's been surged up.
And well, it's not just melted a Barbie doll, but then tried to like cover the fact that it got melted by like pushing it down. There's a movie, I can't remember the name of it, Zac Efron and her. It was a Netflix thing. It's recent, last couple years.
I don't know anything about this.
She looks fucking horrendous. And then I was like...
A family affair?
Yeah, and then I see her in fucking these award shows, And like, I will say in Northman, especially with her character, I thought I got a little tickles, there, but it was also like in a weird kind of old Viking way, She was,
There's
and she was
the
also
incest
still
vibe too of her trying to bang her son.
Yeah, and that was pretty hot, But she does not look good anymore. I'm sorry, and so I want to watch, because as a young man, fuck, dude, I don't know how you're gonna watch Eyes Wide Shut and not end up with some nocturnal emissions. That's some pretty hot shit.
Yeah,
basically.
I think she looks fine. I don't know.
Today, Baby Girl, I didn't watch Baby Girl, so maybe I should.
Baby Girl was great.
When was Baby Girl? Was that last year?
It was Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, that was the tagline, was this Christmas, get exactly what you want.
Really?
Yeah, that movie is all about, she's like a high-powered CEO, and she gets in this crazy BDSM relationship with this young hot stud who's like an intern at her company. So it's kind of like a reverse Me Too. Harris Dickinson.
Oh.
Great actor.
Good name.
Yeah. But there's like, he makes her squirt. He makes her like eat dog treats out of his hand and stuff. He makes her drink milk.
Okay.
He like sends her a glass of milk at a work function, and she stares at him and chugs the milk.
I watch all my movies with my wife. I don't think I would enjoy watching that with my wife. I think it would be very weird.
You think that she would be getting horny for the young stud?
Well, I don't know.
She finds his tie on the dance floor after he dances, and she stuffs his tie in her mouth. She's freaky as hell.
My wife we're prudes, believe it or not.
Yeah.
We're very prudish people, man. And, you know, I know we're like tattooed and all this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm a fucking ex-drug addict and shit. But when it comes to like that crazy sex stuff, I don't know. I just don't have
That's what's up. I'm seeking a wholesome woman to have a relationship with.
Yeah, Teresa. I mean, maybe some of our behaviors weren't so wholesome in the past, but today,
Of course.
you know, and it just, I don't know, it's weird. I mean, being a parent and kind of like living in that sort of, you know, universe where everything is,
Wholesome.
yeah, you know, G-rated and all these things, all except for our language.
Yeah, you guys
Jesus.
cuss around the kids a lot.
You have no fucking idea. Anything you've seen is very little compared to what it's like. Well, here's the thing about children is, well, boys especially, in my experience, is before they learn how to use their words, they just scream when they want stuff. And it is maddening.
It is.
And sometimes you just have
I've
to
noticed
say
that
fuck
with my
out
baby
loud.
godson.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to say the word fuck out loud, very loud, to not physically abuse someone. Frankly, if you want to avoid that, you just have
Which
to.
is never excusable.
No, yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine being physical with the kids, but I mean, that's bullshit. I can totally imagine it. I can totally
imagine it all the time.
Yeah, drop kicking them halfway across the room. Especially my boys are tough, you know, and like they hurt the fuck out of each other.
Up, yeah.
But not with Riley, you know. But and it's just, yeah, watching your language is a really kind of fucking weird thing that we're working on. I wonder how other people deal with it.
How would I rank this? I'm just gonna spitball, do my Kubrick ranking, looking at his movies. To be honest, which sucks, I have not seen some of these.
Where we start? Spartacus, right?
Nope, you're way off. He made Fear and Desire, Killer's Kiss, The Killing, Passive Glory, and then Spartacus. I've seen none of those. The first one I saw was Spartacus. So I'm gonna go motherfucking Clockwork Orange, The Shining, 2001, Barry Lyndon, Lolita. Fuck, I skipped Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket's probably number 3 in there. I don't know. It's very difficult. They're so different.
They are very different.
All so good.
It's a very hard question. It's like
Kubrick
almost
gets me bricked up.
It's almost like people ask you what your favorite movie is. It's like, fuck you, you know. Favorite? Even I can't even give you a favorite fucking director, bro. You know what I mean?
I can tell you who my favorite one is working right now.
Yeah, well, there's always the categories. Who would yours be right now? I don't
Ari
really.
Aster. We've already talked about this.
Yeah, I don't know about a lot of the directors right now. I would have to think about that. Like for
There's some directors that have never made bad movies.
Alejandro
Iñárritu
was my favorite for a while. And Birdman and The Revenant. And did you see Barcelona?
No.
Oh man, that movie's fucking heavy, bro.
Do we want to keep going on the air, or should we wrap it up? Any final thoughts on Mr. Barry Lyndon?
I think I was super glad that you picked it, because I don't think I would have watched it without being prompted to, and I enjoyed the fucking shit out of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. That's what I have to say at the end.
I find
About
it to be just a compelling portrayal of an Irishman trying to be normal, trying to be a European. Because we are not European. We are island savages.
Yeah.
And we love it.
It is. So your comment on it, you know, made me think more about who I am, and I'm very Barry Lyndon too. I fell in love with every fucking girl that was willing to look at me when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I would fight people over shit that nobody cared about. I was my honor and my passion is everything I've ever had. You know, it's very Irish of me, and also, you know, hood rich at any opportunity that I've been given throughout my life. I'm
spend it.
So, dude, yeah, I blew through a 6-figure inheritance in fucking 9 months, dude.
That's
in my 20s, you know. But also,
what'd you spend it on?
Even today,
mostly?
Buying other people alcohol. Yeah, and probably the majority of that, and then traveling. I went to Europe.
Yeah,
bought a bunch of overpriced fucking cocaine in Spain and shit. You know, but yeah, basically trying to buy like the party. I definitely spent the majority of the money on trying to look like I had money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. There's also, I really love the idea of it being a commentary on fop culture.
Sure.
Like, it is just a commentary on how fucking cheesy and corny and empty those people were.
Yeah, because there's a lot of movies that portray similar people as like being like very dignified men of grace and culture and gentlemanly and all this shit. And I think his point is like, no, they're horny, drunk, gambling.
Yeah.
People too, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it's satire, bro, which if you
For
think
sure.
about it is really where Kubrick shines. It's, Clockwork Orange is satire on violent young culture and on its satire on so-called rehabilitation, right? Dr. Strangelove, my personal favorite of his, is satire on the government, and then there's satire on war. There's just, so they're really, if there is a common theme in Kubrick's work, it's satire. So
He made this movie. He wanted to make a movie about Napoleon, and then somebody dropped one. Dino De Laurentiis dropped a movie, and it did really bad. Waterloo was a failure.
okay.
So then he did Clockwork Orange, and then he read Barry Lyndon, and he got geeked up about that and wanted to do it.
Cause
And it is like Waterloo, if you've seen that, is very like great men of history, blah blah blah. But you know what? The Napoleon movie that Ridley Scott did is kind of Barry Lyndon-ish because he portrays Napoleon as he's this military genius, but
Jacqueline, right?
yeah, with Joaquin.
Drag queen.
But he's also
Drag queen
he's
Phoenix?
kind of a horny coward.
Yeah.
He's constantly trying to get pussy from his wife. At one point, he begs her to fuck him, and he goes,
I didn't watch it.
dude, it's awesome. It's all either battle scenes or it's him just being a crazy weirdo.
Just being thirsty.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's like in the court in France or whatever, and they're like, "We're gonna put you in jail," and he's just like, "Ah!" And he just like runs away, and they're like beating him up and shit. He's really like childish.
That's funny, dude.
But yeah, this, I don't know. I think that's a great. It's about the emptiness of foppery. Fop fails.
I wonder if they knew of the term fop.
At the time, I think so.
I thought you made
We
it
need
up.
to bring it back. No, I didn't make him fops, dude.
Ah.
It's a man excessively concerned with his appearance. Basically, kind of, it's another F word. But,
On that note, we'll see you next week. We got
What are you guys going to talk about next week?
Young Victor's
Victor.
coming on to talk about The Sound of Metal, which I need to watch.
we're gonna do a neighbornography.
Is that what we're calling the movie ones?
I think so.
Okay. I would love to have people on to just talk about specific subjects. Let's call this one, though.
Call it. Laters.
Peace.
I'm loose.